Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside.
Hola, my friends. Welcome back to A Life I Choose, the place to be to design your life so you can thrive. Today I'm here with two very special guests. I am here with Borg Wirth and also with Azzopardi. Thank you so much for being here, guys.
Thank you for having us.
It's lovely to have you both. For those of you who don't know Andrew and Luke, Andrew is an architect and a visual artist. So, as I said earlier, can you please explain what this means when you say visual artist? Like, I mean, you create the most amazing sets and the most amazing table designs. Like, tell us about what you do.
Well, really, it's I take my tuition in architecture and I use it within other fields beyond just the built environment. I take other environments and work within them, be it an interior environment or a theatrical one. I stage, often using beautiful things, very often things Luke creates. My role is mostly collaborative with many different people to create another art piece or another environment using this like collaborative nature of what we do, really.
I mean, your designs are amazing. Like,
Thank you.
they just, honestly, like, they move me, you know, and you as well. Like, I mean, that's why I wanted you here, because you both move me. I look at your work and I just feel like, wow, because it's elevated, you know, it's art, but it's like, it's, you know, you get that feeling within your body. So, Luke is a fashion designer and he does all sorts of different work, but it's all like couture. So it's like art, you know, into fashion. So do you want to tell us a bit about what you do?
So it's practically that. I am a fashion designer. I also do some costumes for theatre. But mainly what we do with the brand is that we create work which sort of sits in between design and art. So we're trying to combine something which is quite utilitarian, like clothing and fashion, but try to take it out of the context of the fashion industry and present it in a way as if it's art or more refined than simply a product with an economical objective.
Yes, and I feel it. I mean, I remember I had come to one of your fashion shows. Would you call it a fashion show?
Well, sometimes they're shows, sometimes they're installations, sometimes they're presentations.
Because it feels different. It's not just a fashion show. Like, even the way you had set it up.
Yes,
I mean,
yes, especially working with Andrew. We sort of work in response to the environment that we're in. And most of the times we choose the space before we even start mood boarding and the work behind the collection and all of that. Because it's really targeted to be presented in a specific way.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
It's holistic.
It's holistic and it's a bit curatorial, I guess. It's about curating experiences for audiences and for people, and
it's very much about
patrons and clients.
That particular moment in time where an environment and an audience and a piece which we are presenting all comes together. So there are elements that have to work in synergy. They're not stuff that
and it's very temporal as well.
Yes,
it's very temporal. And in fact, we always find problems with documenting what we do because just for the purposes of documenting is one thing, but then again, when we try to document the work and represent it and represent the documentation, it always feels as if it's a bit void of
like it's missing the sort of the
emotional drive.
When you're present, like with it, you feel it.
Exactly.
The one I had come to was at the Parliament building, and it really moved me. Like I told you,
exhibition
and
the fashion show.
The fashion show was amazing. Like, as in seeing these beautiful women walking down these stairs, you know, and these amazing, like,
over there we got to work with a fantastic context, so that was
beautiful. But you guys create amazing work.
But even the exhibition itself there was kind of like a product of a lot of research, because we tried to outline past 100 years of Maltese fashion history, and you see the development from almost peasant wear to more refined and more fabulous and more daring and more European and Northern African trends settling in.
Oh, cool.
So that was
a fun project,
project,
yeah, but that's why I wanted you guys together, because you work together, you're a team. Like, maybe people don't really know how you work together or something. So what's your dynamic like when you're together?
When working or when not when working?
That made me curious.
I think when we're working, a lot of people would be involved, but Andrew and I would be the two people which would need to speak to each other the least, because he kind of knows what I need and I kind of knows what he needs.
Okay.
And sometimes we just go over some little details at the very end just to make sure that we're on the same page.
But we work sort of on our own with our own teams, because an event requires so many different aspects to it. He knows I can be taking care of certain things, and I know that there are things Luke will be taking care of until a point at which I have to go there. So we sort of take on different things and then check in at certain times.
And I think we're quite like opposites when it comes to personalities.
Totally.
So
Yeah, in what way?
I don't know, I feel like I'm very passive and
I'm obsessive, I'm anxious,
anxious. I'm there like,
and I'm really not an Awiva person.
Okay. You're sort of seeing like the picture like this, and you're seeing the details kind of
Yeah, I
thing,
think
and
that's
you
it.
sort of complement each
And we also
other.
play different roles according to the project. So I'm his worst critic, I would say.
So he's a pain in your ass, basically.
But that's an extremely important role.
Pete is my worst critic. Pete's like my pain in my ass.
yeah.
like,
And there's one collection in particular which I felt so really proud of, but every time we're out, I just hear him speak of my work, he's like, there was this one collection, it was disgusting.
Yes. But he keeps...
No cushioning.
No,
around.
not
It's
at
like
all. Why?
nothing.
No. But he comes back for opinions, so it's an important role, I guess, to play.
We find it easier for Andrew to come on board when it's, technically speaking, my work, than me coming on board when it's his work, because I think stuff that you do on your own is a bit more niche and architectural.
It's very much related to the architecture world.
And unless he needs me to create something technical or, mathematical, because ultimately boils down to that, it's a bit more difficult.
Oh yeah.
So
I get that.
whenever I'm employed as a costume designer, for example, I'm like, so do you have a set designer? Because I'd rather be working with someone that I know. That would be actually.
I mean, what I really feel with you guys is you have good trust.
I think so.
Yeah, you seem to trust each other very well. It
That
develops over
kind
time.
of relationship.
That is something that, I mean, it doesn't just do. I mean,
No.
you click, because you share similar values, but then trust is something that's tried and tested.
And because
And
technically
builds.
speaking, we are not each other's bosses, people are often weirded out and are confused by how
We work
it is
together.
that we work together.
What's
Yeah.
the
Because
role
he's
like?
a part of my studio and I'm not, I don't work for him either, so it's just two different things. But I think this multidisciplinary approach and this sort of in-betweenness between
Different
fields
genres,
and genres of art and design is what
Ultimately, the collaborative way we work is a bit against the grain, I guess, so far here, but it's really worked in the time that we've been working.
It shows that it works. I mean, you guys went to London this year, which is kick-ass. Like, it's amazing. When I saw you were going to London, I was just so excited. Like, I told Andrew when I saw him, I was just like, oh my God!
I was
like,
tired. Everyone else was excited.
Everyone, like,
Exhausted.
everyone says how glamorous we're like, you should have
you
seen
know,
us
like-
carrying the sets to London.
Yes, because that's what people don't see.
Yes,
It's the whole
yes,
setup
yeah.
before it's
And
everything.
the whole
like-
process before that, even
Before
trying to
and-
secure funding, trying to
Yes.
make all of the logistical
Arrangements.
arrangements,
Yes.
with my studio manager Becky, who also works a lot with Andrew.
There's this
So
constant overlap.
I mean, so I debuted my brand at London Fashion Week.
That's kick-ass. Well
during London
done.
Fashion
That's
Week,
super
and
cool.
Andrew was sort of taking care of my sets and everything. So the minute I walked into the room and saw how the venue managers set it up for us, I was just a bit like, okay, so this is a mess, but I'm sure that I don't even have to tell Andrew. So I go down and
That's
come back
cool.
2 hours later, and it's perfect.
See, that's trust.
So-
That's beautiful. That's safety.
Yeah, it is safety. I think.
Yeah.
I think that's safety.
That's
yes.
amazing, guys.
And I think Andrew loves having me around because he feels like he has his shit together when I'm around.
Chill, right?
No, because he's like, oh, okay, there's always one person who's like way more confused and way more all over the place than me.
It's a great reference point, I don't know, I can categorize all my day, my calendar is like, and now you have a calendar and it's really working for you.
And my calendar is shared with his calendar. So
Are you using Tamara Webb's planner yet? Like,
That is
No.
also in the process, because
no?
we're in fact in London. Tamara was about to
she came up
launch.
with us.
I know,
She
I
came
know.
up with us.
Yeah.
She was about to
Very
launch, so we went over a
telling
couple
us
of
all
the
about
Yeah.
the processes in the book and things that she's doing. So
And since he has access to my calendar, sometimes I'd be meeting meeting a client or something, and I tell him, yes, let's meet up, thinking I'll just meet up afterwards, and he'll be like, no, you're meeting that client at that point, and I'm like,
I know my calendar and his, because I'm really like...
Peter and I don't have that yet, but anyway.
You don't have a shared calendar?
No.
Okay, this is not a marriage, and we have a shared calendar.
Maybe when we have kids.
Okay,
right? Like,
yes,
probably
yes,
when we
yes.
have kids, like we'll have to do that. Like, okay, so Pete, like we should talk about this. Cool, guys, I'm really happy you're here. So shall we play Emma's Christmas questions?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, I set my timer. Finish the sentence. I feel Christmassy when?
Luke makes mulled wine.
Okay, hit it off, baby.
Sorry.
now hit it.
So when Luke makes mulled wine, okay. And you?
Okay, so every year I used to throw this big Christmas house party at my parents' house. So.
Okay. Your parents must love you for this.
Oh yes. No, at first they were on the fence, but then towards the end of it, by like edition 5, they were a bit like in on it.
Okay, they were fine, like they got used to it. Nice one, good. Okay, what are 3 things you love to find in your Christmas stocking?
We don't do Christmas stocking.
No!
No.
Oh my god, I love Christmas stocking.
I think the Christmas stocking is the one tradition in my house that will remain forever. And
I love it.
I love all the chocolates I find and whatever, but there are always those same things that come every year that I go, Ma, I don't need another 6 pairs of socks, but thank you so much.
Socks! Socks!
Within
They're so
stockings.
good! I am that person, like buying the socks and the boxers for Pete.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. And you're just like, Ma, again, and like, it's fine, I'm so appreciative. But it sucks again. Like, as I have a drawer that does not end. So that's something that is like...
Okay, cool. Who's your favorite person to buy presents for?
Wow, this is a difficult one. Wait, no, actually, wait. I think my mother, because we like the same scents and perfumes.
Oh, that's
So,
nice. That's
so it's
good.
very easy to buy
They're not
a
nice.
perfume
the
for
smell
her.
of death.
Okay,
Look where's the smell of death.
He hates
Always.
all of my perfume. I don't know. I just walk into a place and if I smell something which smells like, I don't know, a nunnery which has been closed for 500 years, I'm going to buy that.
So it's like musky, right? That's what
Very
you like.
musky,
Okay.
very smoky, very oody, very... But again, my mother loves flowery things, but I do know what she likes, so she's very easy to buy presents.
Nice one.
And
about
I
you?
love buying gifts for like my immediate family. I really enjoy seeing it because I end up seeing it in the house and it remains something that if they're not reminded of me, I remember buying it for them.
You're like, oh, I love
So,
this piece.
I'd
Like,
say,
isn't that really important for yourself, man? Like, you're like, oh, I love these.
So I would say it's probably my parents, and I do all the shopping for my brother and I. So I would say like it's my parents.
I feel you, I'm that person. Well, and my sister. I can't
Yeah.
take credit for that.
Yeah.
No, don't kill me. Okay, what's your typical Christmas Day breakfast?
Pepsi, Coke.
No.
Yes, yes.
Your poor tummy.
Yes. I think on Christmas Day we usually have a really late lunch and we would have had a really crazy breakfast like till late in the morning the day before with lots of mince pies on every sort of thing. And,
Okay.
So I probably wake up and start the chocolates from the stocking, but that's pretty much it. Like, and then we try and give ourselves a break.
So your Christmas Day breakfast is sort of like at 1 a.m. that kind of breakfast.
Yes, usually
Yeah.
we meet about 11 at a
that's
friend's
nice.
As you
house.
can see, he comes from a very Christmassy background, whereas we are kind of like, okay, it's Christmas.
Like no biggie.
It's
Like,
Christmas.
Yeah. Okay. You're the 5th person we've had on these videos who's like not mega into Christmas. But yeah.
I just love doing the mulled wines and all of that. That's it.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's very nice. My grandma used to do that. What's one New Year's resolution you stuck to and kicked ass at?
I've always failed.
Okay.
I didn't even try.
It's like, I don't even set them. What's the best Christmas present you ever gave?
About 2 years ago, we have a Secret Santa thing between friends, and there was a friend of mine who's a graphic designer, and I really love giving gifts. I really enjoy doing a special thing with gifts. He's a real fan of Stranger Things,
Okay.
and I found all of these posters that were made for Stranger Things based on 80s originals. And I created prints of the comparison, and then I wrapped them in packaging which I made, and I changed the logo of the
Very
show.
layered and thoughtful and detailed. Wow.
And I changed the logo of the show to his name, so when he opened,
Really
he's like,
nice. Wow.
and then I gave him a Star Wars t-shirt just in case he doesn't like the prints, so that's like the gift.
That's full of love. Nice one. Nice one.
I don't know.
Okay,
This
look,
is-
you
this
gotta
is-
follow that one up.
This is a difficult one. I don't know. I really don't know. I always set out thinking, okay, I'm going to buy the most thoughtful gift on earth. It's going to be great. And then I just end up being like, this is just not working. So this is a difficult one for me. I don't know. And maybe I'd mention something and the receiver would be watching and they'd be like,
Actually, no. Like.
actually, that was really bad. Really bad.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm just going to skip this one.
Okay. So I want to know what Christmas is like for your work, like collaboratively. Like, kind of, is it a busy time? Is it not? Is it a fun time? Like, what's it like?
Well, right now it's going to be a bit busy because I'm opening a pop-up shop in Valletta
Okay.
for the first time in the first ready-to-wear collection, and Andrew's doing up
That's
the space for
amazing.
me.
Super cool.
So it's going to be quite
Yeah.
busy, and honestly, we haven't really had a proper break since the September London show.
I can
And now I
imagine.
found myself designing a new
It's not a
collection.
lot of time. Like,
not
I
a
mean,
lot
you
of
think you have 3 months. You're like, oh, I have 3 months. And it's like, no.
In fact, I find that the fourth quarter is always the busiest in the year, always.
And then Drew
For me as
worked on
well.
a lot of projects,
September onwards has been insane, so I
Yeah.
find that Christmas will be
working with lots of like brands doing gifts and
Yes.
things like that.
preparing everyone for Christmas. So once Christmas does come, we actually have 2 trips planned, which I hope will
Oh,
like
very
be a
nice.
nice break. But until
Very
Christmas,
It's
you're
go, go,
yeah,
go.
you're go go go.
You
Yeah.
go, go, go. But it sounds like it's fun at the same time. Like, it's busy, but it's fun, and it's like you're hustling.
We
You're
work with
hustling.
some of the best collaborators here, so
Yeah.
like
Yeah, that's
we get to
awesome.
work.
We
I
get-
mean, especially fashion is a very collaborative field. You can't really create a product from start to finish and present it on your own. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's always about group synergies and energies and all that. And there's a lot of that during this time of year.
Yeah.
So, and I guess people feel happier for some reason.
yeah.
Yes, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it just feels nice to go out into the streets and not like melt away.
Yes,
So-
definitely. So we're actually out of time.
Okay.
But I think, like, let's do one last question.
Okay.
Yeah?
One last question.
Okay. So what are 3 things you need to do every Christmas day?
Sleep, watch shit television, probably drink.
Okay.
I-
Television being what exactly?
Like anything. Just
Like, are you a Love Island guy?
binge-
Like?
No, not like
No.
Love Island. More like I don't know, Maltese TV sort of guy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, cool.
I also love adverts. I've realized recently.
Okay.
I just watch adverts. And I get so annoyed by them because I've started being really into what they could have improved,
This
what
is
they could
really
have done
troubling
better.
because we
you
now
know?
know, like, I can recite adverts, like radio adverts, I can recite television adverts. We've got a
Consumers know
Facebook
it.
group where we actually, like,
Critique
discuss
adverts.
adverts. We're really, like,
Open them up for
nerds in this
discussion.
situation.
Okay,
So,
okay.
so that's a good one, actually. It doesn't need to be Christmas for you to watch adverts.
Yeah,
like,
it
it's...
doesn't.
But it will heighten your
It
Christmas
will
Day
be, yes,
experience.
yeah.
And you get the guilt if you try to do any work, so...
Yeah, true.
I would say 3 things I have to do are get ready as soon as possible, whereas usually I sleep in. I think Christmas
Yeah.
Day I'm like efficient and like today's a day I need to go and meet the family, like let's go.
Oh, okay. So, like, you don't want to waste any time. You
No.
don't want to be late. Like,
No,
you want to be there. You want to look presentable. You want to be
I,
in a
I
good
enjoy
state.
I
like.
enjoy like getting a good start to the day.
That's
The
nice.
second is I light up every candle I can come across. So I really set up.
I love candles.
Whether it's my house or my aunt's house or my cousin's house or my friend's house, like I just take it as my role to like, you know,
Set design.
let's curate the lunch. And the third would be an Averna after lunch because it just takes me back to my childhood.
That's
always.
lovely. That's really nice.
You drank a Verna when you...
No, I remember okay, thank you for ruining that. I remember it. I remember everyone at the table having it. Let's be really.
So this man.
Yes,
and everything,
exactly.
I
And
know
being
what
like,
you mean.
"La, there's a point at which I'm going to have another. So now it's that
Yes,
point.
now you're
But
you're
thanks for
adulting.
that.
Like,
Just a reminder that you're an adult and you have taxes to pay.
guys, thank you so much for being here. I really, really enjoyed it.
Thank you for having us. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. So guys, don't forget to go over and give Andrew a follow and also Luke a follow. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you like, you can hit the little bell notification to be notified every time we upload new videos. We're uploading new videos every day between December 1st and December 24th. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we wish you a Merry Christmas! Peace.